Hi everyone, my name is Dylan Weerasinghe, and I'm currently attending this course from Windsor, Ontario in Canada. I'm very excited to finally be starting this program as I've been looking into working as an ESL teacher for quite some time. But, professionally speaking, I've never really worked in the full capacity of a teacher. But I have worked as an educator of sorts. I've recently received an Honors Bachelor and Masters of Social Work over the past few years, and it was during my internships that in this area of study that I really began to foster a desire for teaching students in a classroom setting. While social work incorporates a lot of advocacy work and even educating our clients about services in the community, one of my two internships even actually allowed me to assist students living in a geared-to-income housing facility with their homework. Of all the subjects I assisted them with teaching, English was my favorite by far. And as time went on, I began to realize that I enjoyed this particular aspect of my work than I did other responsibilities that I was tasked with. This led to my eventual discovery of ESL teaching as a profession, and after a lot of prodding from friends and family members who encouraged me to look into ESL programs, I finally managed to sign up via Concordia and begin the process of changing my career aspirations. In regards to me personally, I consider myself quite a big nerd. I love playing video games and watching anime, and I think that there are a lot of aspects around leisurely activities like this that kind of led to me fostering a desire to travel around the world, embrace other ways of life, and really get a better idea of what living outside my current context would be like. These areas of interest have also led to a better understanding of technology and technological advancements. So naturally, the use of computers has and continues to be a very integral part of my life. I think that whether we like it or not, we all have to agree that this is the digital age, and as a result, everything that we do as a society, regardless of whether the scale is large or small, chances are it's done electronically. So, while I'm not currently working with any students, I would certainly emphasize that students learn to familiarize themselves with computers and other technological devices. And while I do believe that these students will naturally develop the capacity to use these devices as they are now so common and so necessary for everyday life, I do believe that educators should still try to emphasize that students use these devices not just leisurely but also for academic purposes as well. And that's also another thing that I hope to learn about is how can I use technological devices like maybe iPads or laptops or computers in an educational setting and not have it take away from my lessons? How can I make sure that students stay on track with the tasks assigned to them when we all know how alluring the trap of the World Wide Web can be? In terms of how we stray from what we're supposed to do, how we watch videos, how we engage in social media, etc. But in light of the courses that I will be taking in this program, I'm certainly excited to learn about classroom structures, lesson plans, and other aspects of being an educator that will assist me in the near future. I've already begun to delve into my readings and already find that each of these books is interesting in its own way. While I have read quite a bit about ESL teaching in the last few weeks leading up to my application to this program, I still believe that there's so much more in this program that can teach me about what it really means to be an ESL teacher, rather than just the varying descriptions plastered all over the internet. So I'm hoping that this course will be the first of many that really give me a solid outline of what I'm to expect in this field. But of course, I do have some reservations about the program as well. While I do enjoy the freedoms of online classes and scheduling ease when I'm trying to balance school with other aspects of my life, I still find it kind of unnerving at times just being given instructions and then being left to my own devices to complete them. I've kind of grown accustomed to lectures and being in the presence of a professor that can easily clarify an aspect of an assignment for me in person. I also find that at times other students ask and receive answers to questions that I wouldn't have even thought of at the time. And just being in the room while the question is answered makes it easier to complete my assignment. While luxuries like these aren't quite available in this program, I feel like I'll be better for it, and that I'll just have to plan ahead of time for each of my assignments just so I can catch things I'm unsure of and get clarification ahead of time. Although I'm not entirely sure this is covered in this course or any other course I'll be taking, what I'm most interested in as of right now is what teaching English to speakers of other languages will be like in different contexts. So, for example, how would teaching English in Europe differ from teaching English in Asia? What would the pay gaps be like? What would the differences in benefits be like? Would applying for a job be different in one country as opposed to another? Would applying for a work visa be more difficult in certain areas of one continent as opposed to others? How would it be to find a university job in comparison to a private school teaching job? What would the interviewing process for these jobs be like? How can I apply to work for teaching companies like Epic that ensure stable contracting? And if one day I decide to come back to living in my home country and teach English here, how much more challenging would that be? Will it still be very difficult if I have years and years of experience? I'm sure most of you could tell by now. I'm not really sure what the answers to any of these questions really are. But that's also why I bring them up. Because it's my hope that over the course of this class or even other areas of the program, some of these, if not all of these questions, will eventually be answered, whether it be by the textbook, or professors, or even other students. That being said, I really look forward to interacting with all of you via blogs and assignments like this. Best of luck!